Hello and welcome to West Ham. Last month, West Ham started the month with a glimmer of optimism after signing Thomas Soucek and Gerard Bowen before playing Brighton, where West Ham would give away two comical goals and draw 3-3 after 36-year-old Glenn Murray gets his first goal of the season.
You're awful, Murray.
The very next day, David Sullivan held Jeff Shreve's family hostage and forced him to talk about what a great chairman he is.
We apologise for any factual inaccuracies made on the programme.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. Sorry.
California. Missing hiker was held captive as sex slave to 200-pound female cougar.
Now I don't want to cause any hassle, but I think I found where Jack Wilshere has been this season. Never mind. The following letter from West Ham United reads: Dear Mr. Robson, I write in reference to an incident at West Ham vs Liverpool on the 29th of January 2020. In the operator's reasonable opinion, your action of displaying provocative messaging deliberately intended to incite the crowd. Time for a quiz. Why did Cam Robson receive a seasonal ban? A. Committing genocide at the London Stadium. B. Abducted David Sullivan's family. C. Hacked into the club's data, leaking all the information from our one scout. D. Wore a GSB out shirt. The answer is D. Two games later, the club changed their mind. The ironic thing is that David Sullivan being at the stadium is more likely to incite the fans than someone wearing a GSB out shirt. Despite the match against Man City being called off 2 hours ago, David Gold's daughter was still full of optimism. Speaking of David Gold, not a day passes where he doesn't do something daft. The match eventually got underway, and not only was it a routine loss, but West Ham managed to lose twice in one night.
That's what I do. I win.
Horrific scenes at the Etihad as Rodri snaps Ryan Frederick's shoulder in two, then David Silva boots the ball at him. Thankfully, after treatment from Declan Rice, he made a full recovery. In other news, some fans managed to sneak in some GSB out propaganda to the darts and boxing. There was also protests before playing Southampton at home and before West Ham's trip to Anfield. Speaking of which, despite West Ham's best efforts, Liverpool came away with all 3 points after West Ham were leading 2-1. West Ham have dropped 22 points from winning positions this season, and had West Ham hung on to these points, they'd be fourth in the Premier League.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Beat life like Jorno, young gang star flip the kill switch. Jojo, pose, pose, pose. Jojo, pose, pose, pose. Jojo, pose, pose, pose.
It is my pleasure to announce West Ham United have been liquidated with immediate effect. Actually, come to think of it, he looks a bit familiar.
So West Ham in Europa.
David Moyes tried his luck to seduce Lionel Messi.
Would you like Lionel Messi at West Ham?
Well, I'm not sure. I need to think about it for a few days, I think, before I made my decision.
West Ham new boy Thomas Soucek ran 8 miles versus Man City, more than any Hammer in 6 years. Buzzing to have Kevin Nolan back. Finally, we have a partner for Declan Rice in midfield. Despite being a defender, Angelo Ogbonna displays his fine ball control to take the ball past Sergio Aguero. He just can't help himself, can he? Disgraceful defending from Angelo Ogbonna.
He could have been killed.
An apology to West Ham chiefs Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Gold, in their directionless, deracinated car crash of a football club. Tears are streaming down my face. Absolutely stupendous. Over in Spain, Barcelona spent €18 million on a forward who got bullied out of Middlesbrough by Jordan Hugill. Staying in Spain, former West Ham striker Jonathan Callery scored a hat-trick against Wolves in the Europa League, but his side Espanyol went out 6-3 on aggregate. Now would probably be a good time to remind you that his only goal for West Ham took a massive deflection in the 95th minute, costing a West Ham fan the Super 6 jackpot of £250,000. If there's anything that epitomizes the West Ham way, then this would be it.
It's okay to not be okay.
Don't be afraid to talk about mental health. It's time to talk.
Whilst there's nothing wrong with this video, it's a bit ironic for West Ham to be promoting mental health when they are the main cause of me getting a divorce, losing custody of my kids, and becoming a raging alcoholic.
Take care of him at West Ham. He deserves it.
Breaking. Thomas Soucek is out for the remainder of the season after climbing underneath a ping pong table. He'll be joining Jack Wilshere, who is out for the season due to jumping out of a tumble dryer. You know it's just not been your season when you're being mocked by elevators.
What's your chances on West Ham season?
Going down.
Okay, thanks.
West Ham's Twitter admin, of course, did not know Albion Ayeti's age before tweeting a happy birthday tweet to Albion Ayeti. They didn't even bother googling it either to correct themselves. West Ham ended the month with a 3-1 win over Southampton, putting them outside the relegation zone. However, they are joined 18th with Bournemouth and Watford, who are both on 27 points. That is all for West Ham last month. Join us next month when David Gold likes a tweet containing pro-Harvey Weinstein propaganda, and when West Ham pick up so many injuries that Hammerhead has to start in midfield. Good night.